reset. Thank you. Thank you. That was fun. That's awesome. So let's get your first real comedian up here. Been wanting to get this person up here for a while. And boy, that was awkward. Thanks. And let's reset. I've been wanting to get this comedian up here for a while. Here they are, my good friend Tori and Pace.
What's up, folks? I actually went to school at Western. I've been living down in Seattle for the last 4 years. This is the first time I've ever performed in Bellingham. Yeah, thank you, folks. I'm going to make your night terrible. But despite the fact that I've been living in Seattle for a while, I'm actually from a small town in Nevada, not Vegas. I know you're just about to ask me that. I'm actually from a place that is significantly less classy than Vegas. It's a little town called Elko. And I know that it's hard to believe that there is a town less classy than Vegas. But who here has heard of a little thing called truck nuts? Yeah, for the rest of you perverts who are just confused, truck nuts are like little silicone testes that look like they were just plucked off of a Ken doll, draped over a trailer hitch to, I don't know, attract women. I've never seen it happen, so like I can't say for certain. But I bring up truck nuts because Elko is known as a one truck stop, multiple truck nut kind of town. The scrote to stop ratio is absolutely ridiculous. In fact, it is projected within the next 4 years, the number of truck nuts will exceed Elko's entire population. This is because Elko has, of course, started a modesty campaign against breastfeeding mothers. Because as any good American will tell you, the only body part that should be hanging and slinging in a non-sexual manner are nuts. But mothers, being clever as per usual, have figured out that if you just kind of cover up your situation with truck nuts, people have the tendency to leave you alone. And like it first started with like mothers balancing one on their boob and the other on the baby's forehead. And some mothers, they wanted a little bit more modesty, right? So what they did was they took those really ugly crocheted blankets and started crocheting truck nuts onto them. It looks like the world's ugliest Pandora bracelet, so wrinkly. And it's just as much of a choking hazard. I'm glad that you laughed at that. I see that we were fine with the nuts on the baby's forehead and in their mouth. Perfect. But yeah, no, it's honestly such a beautiful tradition because on any given day, you could be just driving up and down Main Street seeing gaggles of grandmothers just crocheting and chain smoking to their heart's delight. And you say Middle America doesn't have any culture. But I lived in Elko for 18 years, which is so long that by the time I could drive myself to school, the parking lot where I parked was actually the hospital I was born in. Yeah. You know the one they tore down a year after I was born because they finally decided it had too much asbestos in it? Just small town things. And while Elko prepared me for a life of mesothelioma, it didn't prepare me for dating. Who here's on the apps? You sound too excited, but I feel the exact same way about dating apps because folks, where else are you going to see people like that, right? Swiping through Tinder is like walking through a candy store filled with old lady strawberry candies and rat poison. Swiping through the sloughs of finance bros and men named Craig. You really see people in their most primal form. In fact, one time when I was swiping through, I came across the profile of an entire prison cell block. Yeah. I wasn't aware that they were allowed to do that. But like the profile was primarily for the head dude. I don't remember what his name was, so I nicknamed him King Shiv. And King Shiv, he was so sweet. He let us know that if we wanted to, we could go ahead and reach out to him or any of his cell block buddies and maybe have a smoldering date in 5 to 10 years. Which if you think about it is really sweet, right? Because I feel like most men, they just want a conjugal visit and quit it. But these men, they were down to cuff it. I probably shouldn't bring up the words cuff around criminals. I'd probably handcuffs. One person gets it, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, no, he was so sweet. He let us know why he was in prison. He was a great communicator. Does anybody have any guesses? Don't worry, I'm not going to mug you, which is not why he was in prison.
Murder.
Close.
Assault.
Yeah, assault. We're just having a show together now, it's fine. Everybody else fade to black. But yeah, no, he was in there for aggravated assault, which if you ask me is arguably the sexiest of assaults. So maybe I should say yeah. Speaking of crimes, I need to know who told men it was sexy for them to make eye contact with us when they sucked on our nipples. Because there is nothing hot about a grown man with a 401k, because I do have a little bit of standards. I promise. You just whip off your bra, your boobs flop to the side because they're a bunch of lazy freeloaders. Then he locks eyes with you and just starts going, yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to get it in his mouth like a Capri Sun straw. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's horrifying, right, sir? And then when he finally gets the boob in his mouth, the room falls silent. And you have to realize that you fell for this man's mommy kink pro bono, my bad. And like, I decided to break up that silence, because I hate silence, by just kind of singing them a little song, you know? I just like, I cradled their head and go, hush, little baby, don't make eyes. If you do, I'll find another guy. And if he does the exact same, well, thank God I am a little gay. Thank you. It's 99 cents on iTunes, $1.49 on Google Play. But no, I do think that men do this for a very noble reason, because men, they love it when you give them eye contact and you go down on them, right? They want you out there like Edward Munch's The Scream, just... And I think they want to share that love, right? But they can't find our bits, so the nipple is the next best bit, right? That's why I suggest we take a play from their playbook, and when they start sucking, we just start pushing their head down. I want the entire boob in their mouth. I want them to look like a snake that has swallowed an egg. Despite that last joke, my mother is somehow proud of me. Which is really unusual if you're a comedian, because I feel like when you tell most people you're a comedian, the room falls silent like a death has just occurred. The death, of course, being my job prospects. But no, my mom tells everybody what I'm up to, like I'm curing cancer instead of telling dick jokes all across Seattle. In fact, I want you to imagine my mother with me. She's about yay high unless she has tea sprayed, gelled, and molded her hair, and then she's about yay high. Due to our Italian heritage, she not only speaks very emphatically with her hands, she also speaks at the top of her lungs! And we wonder why I have hearing damage. But no, my mom, just imagine her at her little Home Depot job. She's scanning the screws, the nuts, the bolts, whatever that fucking tool is. And she looks her customer dead in the eye and she goes, "Oh, my daughter loves making jokes about wood. They also like making dick jokes too." Thank you all, you've been a wonderful audience.